Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Greater Victoria Real Estate Show. We are now live on Tuesday afternoons at 2:30. So we're inviting you to join us from now on at this time. I'm Jane Johnston, and we have... You are muted.
I wasn't muted until I think we have a gremlin. Andrew Plank here. I'm with Royal LePage and with the Vibe Collective.
Awesome. And Jen, you are muted.
Yeah, for some reason things are muting on us. That's different.
Try it again.
No, we've got nothing from Jen.
Okay, so she'll come back in, I guess. So it's always a bit crazy going live. These things happen. How's your week, Andrew?
Busy. Yeah, new listing went live this weekend. Was multiple offers by Sunday morning.
So,
yeah, and then the other listings are getting some good activity and pretty good open houses and all of the good stuff. So feels like there's some good energy out there. Spring is finally springing.
Cool. It does feel busier to me as well.
Yeah.
Jen, are you in?
I am. Can you guys hear me okay now?
We got you now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Here we are.
What happened there?
Don't know. Yes, I switched it over to my headset, so I'm glad we were able to get it sorted out. But good to see you guys.
You too.
Good to see you. Okay, so today we're going to have on our show, we're going to have Habitat for Humanity. We're going to be talking about affordable home ownership. We're going to bring them in first. We have two people visiting from there, and then we'll talk about the financing and the market update. So let's add them in. Hello.
Hello. Jane, Andrew, Jen. Thanks for having us on your program.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Glad to have you. So first of all, welcome, Carmen, to Victoria. You're newer here. How are you finding it?
Are you kidding me? There are cherry blossoms outside. I went for a run yesterday and didn't have to wear a jacket. It is March. I love it here. I don't know why I ever chose to live anywhere else.
Where did you choose to live? Where have you come from?
I just spent the last decade in Kelowna, which is a beautiful place and a four-season playground. But I mean, I've taken up scuba diving recently, and I am finding Vancouver Island to be the most magical place to live. I'm grateful every day.
Amazing. Welcome.
Cool.
Thanks.
Nice. Welcome. And Chrissy, you've been with Habitat for 5 years. Is that right?
Going on 7 years I've been with Habitat. Coming this July. Yeah. And it's gone very quickly. It's been awesome.
Okay, awesome. Good. Well, full disclosure, I've been on the board and this is my last year, 6 years. So if anybody is a realtor and you have maybe connections in the development industry, we are looking for a new board member because I have to depart. So it's a great opportunity. It's a great organization.
That sounds amazing.
Why don't you tell us what you do exactly? How does this work?
Sure. Well, Habitat for Humanity is an international organization that works on providing safe and decent places for people to live. So we are the Greater Victoria chapter. And so we're learning what does it mean to have affordable home ownership opportunities in the CRD region. So what's our expression of that mandate? And so there's all sorts of different groups that work in the affordable housing space, mostly focusing on rentals. Our unique offering to this conversation is that as Habitat for Humanity, we focus on affordable home ownership. So this means by affordable that there's no down payment required for a Habitat home, and that our participating families are limited. We gear their mortgage payments to their income, so they never pay more than 30% of their gross household income to their housing costs, making it affordable. So it's really incredible program, limited in our scope. But for those in it, it certainly is a game changer.
So how do you make that work in terms of keeping things affordable? So obviously, how do you afford keeping things affordable for the buyers?
Yeah, so we do it in our lending terms. We're also a lender in the purchase of the home. Our families, like Carmen said, don't need to have a down payment. So that's the first thing we remove as a barrier to home ownership. And then the second thing we do is we partner with a retail lender. The family will get a first position mortgage for up to 50% of the purchase price for what they can afford. And Habitat will step in with a second position mortgage at 0% interest. And it's that Habitat mortgage that's elastic. When we do our annual reviews, that payment will change to make sure that we're capping their housing payments at 30% of their household income.
Okay. Interesting.
So
amazing.
What's the biggest challenge that you guys face?
Building. So Habitat, of course, we are limited on our ability to bring new homes to provide for new families in our ability to build. So just like anybody else, building costs are up for us as well. Now we are able to, we're a part of a Canadian-wide federation. We have donated, a supply chain across Canada where we can get, building materials at lower than market cost. And so we can build affordably. And also when we build a Habitat home, we are building simple starter homes, right?
Yeah.
Like they're solid, they're easy to maintain. We build them quality so that they will last and that maintenance won't be a big burden for families in the future. But we do build simple starter homes. And so between using our donated goods and building simple homes, we can build cheaply. However, to build here, it's still going to be minimum $550,000 for a home here. Sorry, Andrew.
Land costs are still really high, so that's the key. That was my question. Actually, was going to be, and you mentioned it, that you are using donated goods. So you're using goods donated, I guess, through Restore or other areas? Are you using used goods in these homes? Because I guess you don't require a home warranty. Really curious about how that fits together.
Yeah, so we don't actually tend to use the product from the Restore.
No,
Habitat Canada does have national partners they work with, and we get gift in kind through them. So that's one of them. And then we also have local businesses who just want to contribute, and they'll either do that by donating some of their inventory or sometimes their services. Those are the big ways that we help drive down costs. We don't tend to use used product, and we actually do have warranty requirements.
You do.
As a home builder, we do have, we get an exemption through the provincial government, but because of home warranty, we need to make sure we're using standard product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was going to say the other thing about land costs, one of our successful ways in the past 2 builds we've had is where municipalities have played a key role in our ability to build affordably. They've compelled developers who are rezoning to densify, have an affordable housing component, and that's resulted in us becoming the beneficiaries of some land donations.
Okay, good. Jen?
So,
Jen,
do the clients own the land that the home is built on as well?
They do.
Oh, wow. And then how do you become eligible for the program?
It's a great question. We have 3 main criteria. One is living in need. So that means you're living in a house that isn't suitable for your family size. It's more expensive than 30% of your gross household income, or it's unsafe. You have to be willing to partner. We do require our families to volunteer for 500 hours. Some of that gets to be on the build. The traditional Habitat, it was all on the build, but a lot of that now is in our Restores. And then you have to have the ability to make your payments. So you have to manage property taxes and strata fees and house insurance and your mortgage, and show that you've been able to manage your money as well.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
Thank
yeah.
you.
What are you
I like
finding
that-
are the? Oh, sorry.
I was
What
just
are you
going to say, I
finding
like that there's an involvement there's an involvement by the people who are eligible for it. Sorry to speak over you, Jane, but
Yeah,
Go
of
ahead, Jen.
course. And there's benefit to that to themselves. Our most recent
Yes.
build was 10 units in North Saanich. And when you talk to the families there, they bonded because they all volunteered together. So here they become neighbors, but they actually start by going through this program together, volunteering the restart, getting to know each other. It's like a giant team building exercise as a neighborhood. And then
Wow.
you're all neighbors. So now to this day, they have a Christmas party all together, right? They look out for one another. They know each other's names. So this Habitat community has really become a community, partially because they got to spend that time volunteering together on their homes and in our store.
Are you finding that your habitat developments are integrating well with other parts of the community as well? Like I know that there were maybe like some situations where you have one home of a dozen, or you have that small enclave of number of townhouses all together. How is it fitting into the rest of the community? It's all good?
Yeah, I think that most of your viewers for the podcast will drive by Habitat homes every day and have no idea that they're Habitat homes. They are integrated in the communities that they're in. We don't put big signs out front, advertising our program because those families to everybody else is just another neighbor on the block.
Of course. I like that.
What's the timeline for getting like approved for the program versus time to actually get into a home?
It can depend. We usually require our families to have at least half their volunteer hours done before they can move into the home. And so 500 hours typically takes 1 to 2 years. We've had some people bang it out in 1 year, but when you think about having a full-time job and trying to commit those hours, it's usually on the weekend and fitting it in. So it's about 2 years before you are fully bought the home, but often you're moved into the home at your 250-hour mark. And it depends where we are in the development cycle.
Yeah, Andrew.
Well, so if you have, relatively adult children, 18-year-old kids or whatever, you could have them volunteering too and flying to the hours. Does the whole family get involved in this, or is it usually one person? How does that work? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah,
there.
it is. Usually the parents do most of it. Traditionally, our program has had children under 12 accepted into our program, or a child with a disability under 16. The kids might volunteer at the Gingerbread Showcase. There's little bits they can do. We've had them help with thank you cards and some community engagement stuff. But you can also have friends do some of your hours. So up to 100 of your hours for a couple can be done by community members who want to support you. And for a single parent, we allow up to half the hours to be done.
I like that.
By others. Yeah.
Yeah, we have one participant where this was her story, where her community just showed up for her, and they had, was it a big weekend or a big week or something? Or
I think it was multiple, like they came out multiple times.
And they surrounded her. And so really she became the facilitator, coordinator of the volunteer hours. And we benefit because we get all this volunteer labor, and they all have a good community and get to support their friends. Is really heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So if other people want to be involved, and I know I've been involved in the past. I remember the real estate board at one point had some realtors out to help with a Habitat by Humanity build near Tillicum many years ago. And it was the rainiest freaking day. And we were outside digging ditches and trenches and such. It was, we were soaked, but it was fun. And it was team building. I was there with colleagues. We were having a blast, and it's a really, really great way to go about it. So, how do people get involved? How do you engage with people who aren't in the program to help you support this program?
There's multiple different ways that people can get involved. So thanks for the question. I would direct people to our website where you're going to find a tab that will tell you all the different ways to get involved. So we'll share a link in the chat. But yeah, you can donate. We actually have a program, and it's not ready to be released yet, but it is in its final stages of being created. It's actually going to be specific to realtors giving program where where we think that there can be some really awesome wins for all of us. So if people want to, there's only going to be limited space for that program. So if people want to know more about it, they can go to contact us on our website and reach out and just inquire, and we'll put them on the list so that when that goes live, they'll be the first to be notified. But if you go to our website, as you can see here, there's different ways that you can donate. So by credit card, donating. Our monthly donors are our bread and butter. They are the ones that really empower our program. You can donate securities. You can donate land, as Krista was saying. That is our favorite donations to receive. Write us into your wills through leaving a legacy, and that makes like some really incredible impact. As well, if people have their own corporation or businesses, they can sponsor events. We have our Gingerbread Showcase, which is a really big fundraiser that happens downtown Victoria every year at the Hotel Grounds Pacific, and we get a lot of foot traffic and a lot of exposure, and so it's a phenomenal sponsorship opportunity for those wanting to step up. Again, limited space for sponsors, so if you're interested, you can reach out now would be the time. And then there's always third-party events. So those who want to take an ambassador role and run their own fundraiser on behalf of Habitat for Humanity, and we can support with marketing and branding and all sorts of different things to make that a real success. People can always volunteer at our stores. There's lots of different ways to get involved.
Oh my gosh, no end of it.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say, because realtors know people downsizing. You're downsizing, you need to get rid of furniture. You can donate your product to the Restore.
Right.
Or you're getting into a bigger, newer house and you need to shop and do it affordably. You can shop at the Restore. So our 2 locations, 721 Van Almen and 849 Orono Avenue, come and shop or donate. Donations are accepted 7 days a week.
I've done both. Yeah. It's a great place to find treasure. It's a wonderful place to donate if you've got building materials or anything really of value. I think you'll take pretty much anything, but it's really more designed around building materials. Maybe you can tell us a little more about the Restores and how that all works together with Habitat and what its intention is.
Yeah, you bet. We're really proud of our Restores to do well for us. They serve the community, and it's a secondhand store, mostly focusing on furniture, building supplies, and appliances. And housewares are some of our biggest categories for sales. And so everything that you need for your home, essentially, you can find in a Restore. And we have some absolutely amazing quality products like antiques. We've got teak. We've got these beautiful solid wood furniture, right? And mostly, again, coming from those estate sales or people downsizing. So we've got the quality stuff here. And of course, all those proceeds go to support our program. But last year, our Restores collectively diverted 2.9 million pounds away from local landfill.
Wow.
Like that's an absolutely extraordinary number.
I can't even comprehend that amount. Like I can't picture 290 million pounds worth of anything.
Yeah, right? So we move a lot of product. And so we're really passionate about the fact that we can generate revenue to support our affordable home ownership program while also doing something to protect our planet. So talk about like a Victoria-sized fit. I think it aligns with a lot of the values of folks who live here.
Is the best thing for them to do is call Restore before they want to donate?
Yeah, absolutely. And they will pick up and they will give you an idea about what you have, what condition it's in. There's an online form you can send in pictures, but if you hop on the phone, then they should be able to give you an idea really quickly about whether or not we're taking what it is that you have in that moment.
And we do offer pickup service. So for those, if you have a bunch of stuff and you don't have a big vehicle, you can also request pickup service.
Okay.
I know for my clients, it's been really helpful to call Restore and have them pick up stuff. Yeah.
It
has to be in good shape.
Yes, I was going to say this isn't a junk removal service. It has to be stuff that's obviously, usable, saleable, but and everyone's got a different opinion of what that is.
It is,
So,
that's
yeah.
actually really interesting. I think our receiving based staff are some of the best conflict management experts out
Yeah.
there. Because it's like value is in the eye of the beholder. Well, I'm sure you find this when selling homes too. Somebody
course.
has a sentimental attachment to their home and to their things, and to them, it's worth something. But upon sale, it's actually worth something else. And sometimes we're the ones to have that conversation with folks. But again, our team are experts in those conversations.
Good. So there's personal growth involved in volunteering and working with the Habitat for Humanity and Restore as well.
Always.
This is yeah, for sure.
Good.
The one thing I would say, folks, if you do want to donate to Restore, and there's all these different ways you can do it, land, putting them in the will. Don't forget, Jane and Jen and I too, we would love to be in the will as well. We'll also accept donations of land. We'll certainly give a tithe and some portion to Habitat for Humanity, but
good.
I mean, no, sorry, we don't want to
Very
compete with you
funny.
guys.
That's so good.
So I'm just putting the number in of the 2 stores so that and you can see it on Facebook. So if you're interested and you want to be in touch, you can volunteer at the store as well, your time. So if you don't have money or stuff to give, you could volunteer your time, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's the
If you've
best
never
way
been
for
through, if you've never been through one of the Restores, I recommend you go check them out. If you like, if you believe in buying used, you like used shopping and thrift stores and so forth, the Restore actually does have really high quality goods. They vet them well, as Krista and Carmen already alluded to, and the prices are quite reasonable. And especially if you just need some building supply, you can find things. It's almost like going to the hardware store.
Yep. They always say, try us first.
Yeah, definitely.
Just try us first before you go to any other place, because we may just have what you're looking for, and it's going to be 70% of what you would buy somewhere else.
There you go.
All right. Okay, so we just have to move on to the next portion of our program. I wanted to thank Carmen Rempel, who's the CEO, and Krista Beckema, who's the Director of Finance and Government Relations. And you can give them a call. I put the number in 250-386-7867, and they'd be glad to answer any questions. And if you're interested, I put in numerous links as well if you want to either be one of the people who is entering into affordable housing, or you want to volunteer and make a difference. And we don't actually do builds here. We don't involve people because of union issues, but you can certainly volunteer abroad as well. Correct, ladies?
Yeah, absolutely. Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having us. This was great.
Love your energy.
Thank you. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Thanks,
I sent
guys.
you a text.
Bye.
Just check your text, okay? And we'll chat with you later. Okay.
Okay. Thanks
Bye-bye.
so much. Bye. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right.
Well, that was fun.
That was great. Great information.
Yeah. So, Jen, what's happening with
What's happening?
financing?
A lot. The conflict involving Iran is affecting interest rate expectations here, mainly through the oil prices and inflation. So with the tensions rising in the Middle East, this has pushed global oil prices higher. And that's going to potentially increase, or has increased, gasoline, transportation, and food costs here in Canada, which is adding upward pressure on our inflation.
I understand bonds are going up.
Yes. So what we're seeing is immediate effect on fixed interest rates due to the bond yields. Variable rates are less immediately affected, but we'll just have to see how the Bank of Canada decides to react to that at their next meeting. So definitely we're seeing, fixed rates on the rise, 0.05 to 0.1%. They've increased so far. So not a significant amount, but enough to affect people's purchasing power a little bit. So
What would 0.1% do for someone's purchasing power on $1 million, for example?
well, I can tell you like 0.25%,
Yeah.
quarter percentage point is $15 for every 100,000.
Okay.
So if
So
we times 15 by 10.
150,000 on a $1 million purchase on 0.25%. So let's say it's half that is what we're talking about, maybe a little less than half. So maybe it's going to be $100. Sorry,
Mhm.
no,
15.
75, 60, $70 a month. It's going to make a difference on.
That's right.
Okay.
So
That's 5 Starbucks.
yeah,
There you go.
You know,
there we go.
like $75 doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, that's dinner. That's dinner
Mhm.
and maybe lunch, a couple of meals. Oh my God. My husband and I
Yeah.
were asking, you know, can you imagine a world where Kamala Harris was elected president? It would be so different. Like it's just, I
Well,
don't know.
according, yeah. Should we go there? According
I
to Trump,
find it
we'd be
so
in World War
stressful.
III already if Kamala Harris was. I mean, you can't. He stopped all these wars, remember? But anyway,
It's absolutely crazy. It's been such a volatile, and it feels like we are just kind of getting out of the volatility, and then something else has happened. And I've definitely noticed. I mean, what happens with the volatility is and uncertainty is people will draw back, and just because they're just not sure what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
Got a
What
visitor.
cat
see what
is
happens.
going to jump into the shot?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
do our stats. So Andrew, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. Okay. So new listings 357. So this week in the last 7 days versus 367 the week before. So we're down 10 week over week for new listings. In terms of actual unconditional pending properties, almost exactly the same, 139 versus 138. So that's pretty much a wash. Pretty interesting to see that. Price decreases are up. We've got 134 price reductions versus 106 the week before. And this week, only 40 properties went pending, whereas 88 went pending. Expired. 40 properties expired versus 88 the week before.
Which makes sense because we're at the
Yep.
end of a month. Okay. So our list to sale ratio is 38.94% compared to 37.6%. And so far, month to date, we have 141 net unconditional sales. That's compared to 613 for the whole month of March last year. And we have 406 new listings compared to 1,487. So exactly what Jen was saying, things are kind of staying, people are being conservative, and total active listings were under 3,000 at 2,995. So that's compared to 3,024 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because the thing about people being conservative, like we'd been, I mean, the overall message has been overall, hey, interest rates are going to be going down, going down, going down. That was last year. Then lately, for the last while, it's been, they're going to be steady. They're going to be steady because of, well, they're just going to be steady now. And now we've got volatility going on all around the world, and it's all out to lunch. And maybe it's going to start going up again. But the only constant here is change. Totally unpredictable, really. But a lot of our buyers had been waiting for interest rates to go down during that going down environment, waiting for it to hit a bottom, and they kept waiting. Then once it settled into steady, they started coming out of the woodwork going, okay, this looks like this is the new reality now. And now potentially, because we've seen this in the past, if interest rates start to edge up, that's going to actually put some pressure on buyers to jump ahead of that, to buy. If they are committed to buying, it's going to also, I think, take some buyers out of the equation where they're going to say, well, let's just let's just put it on the shelf for a while and come back in a year or two.
which
Yeah.
speaks to people should be, first of all, doing probably, do you think fixed rates now, Jen?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, fixed rates are definitely the more conservative option. If you've got concerns about sleeping at night, if interest rates are going to fluctuate, you'd want to go with a fixed rate. But there's a significant spread between what you can get for a variable rate versus what you can get for a fixed.
Let's ask this then, because most people, there is a spread. So a fixed rate is generally not as good as a variable rate. You can get a variable rate generally, and on average, hopefully that variable will stay under the fixed or under the average of that fixed. But even if it goes a little bit above, you've gambled and okay, it went a bit above on average the fixed, but it still didn't lose that much. It's only really if the interest rates double or go wildly crazy that people say, I really glad I locked in. So what would the circumstances be that would cause interest rates to really skyrocket? What would we have to see, or what has happened in the past to cause interest rates to really significantly go up? Because that's the big risk, and that's what people are going to be making their decisions based on.
Well, when we look at COVID, what happened during COVID? Our government at the time, reduced interest rates very quickly. In 6 weeks, interest rates dropped 1.5%, and they didn't raise them up quick enough. So then all of a sudden they needed to raise rates very fast and put people in a not very good situation where they went up very, it was horrible for any of us.
7 increases.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was horrible. The challenge at that time was the information that was relayed from the economists and anyone that seemed to, be in the know, was that, don't worry, interest rates are not going to go up anymore. We're good.
Yeah.
And then, they would increase them again. So it definitely taught me to continue to watch those points that are key. So what is the inflation rate? What's happening in the US with their inflation? What are our labor numbers looking like? As those are the key metrics for the Bank of Canada to decide if they raise rates or not.
So you're looking further down the road, and you're looking more a macro picture to say what else is out there on the horizon that could be affecting our rates in the future.
Right. Now, the bond yields, though, is the immediate effect, and this goes back to the gas prices and with what's happening in the Middle East. That's just had an immediate effect on anyone wanting to lock into a fixed rate.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. What do you think, Sid?
I wish I had a crystal ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so if you want to avoid stress, go fixed
Lock in
right now. And if you want to, and that's to lock in your interest rate so that you can know what your payments are going to be. Or if you want to ride it out, variable is the way to go. Fixed is more affected by the inflation rate, right? So, and with inflation going up, we expect interest rates to go up. Fixed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both are affected, but the immediate effect is the fixed rate due to the bond yield. Yeah.
All righty. Okay, so did you enjoy this show today? We want to hear from you. Please like Andrew, Jen, and me. Subscribe to our channels and share, perhaps comment if you are interested in anything about Habitat for Humanity. They are going to be sharing this on their own page. And Andrew, how do we get in touch with you?
Reach out at 250-360-6106. You can phone or text that number. You can also email me, info@andrewplank.com, and check out our website on the Real Vibe, on the Vibe Collective website called realvibe.ca, where we have blogs and lots of information and so forth. So happy to hear from you. Any of those things, smoke signals also work.
Jen.
I am Jen Lowe, mortgage broker with Modern Mortgage Group. My cell number 250-217-4925. Email is jen@jenlowe.ca, and my website is jenlowe.ca.
Awesome. And if you want to reach me, I'm Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun. My number is 250-744-0775. And you can reach me at jane@briarhillgroup.com, or you can check out our listings at briarhillgroup.com. Or if you want to know what's happening in real estate, go to realtyteacher_Remax_Victoria on Instagram. And we are, as we said earlier, going to be changing our show to Tuesdays at 2:30. So tune in and watch our fabulous show next week. We're going to have Charlotte Solomon on from Infinity Law, and she's going to be talking about tools to help you avoid elder abuse, which I think is really cool.
Amazing.
Great
That's
topic.
going to be great show. Okay. Well, I think today was a great show too. We did come a little earlier than people expect, both in days and time, but here we are. And I think I'm looking forward to this new time slot, and hope you are too, folks. Thanks for listening and watching.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks,
Have a
everyone.
great day.
Bye, guys.